Hey guys, welcome back to CLOWNFISH TV. This is Kneon. I'm here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And well.
Yeah.
well. Not to take a minute to gloat, and we're not gloating. I want to be very clear on that. But a couple of days ago, we did a video about rumors that the Rise of the Resistance ride was probably going to break down often.
Because it was breaking down in testing just days prior to opening.
And this was not coming from Disney haters. This was actually coming from Disney fans who have been following the progress of this ride. This was coming from our own sources, coming to us months ago saying Disney is trying to slam this ride out as fast as they can, and they're cutting some corners. And the testing has not been going well under normal conditions. They probably would take more time to open it.
Right.
But since they promised everybody this ride on December 5th to get them to book a trip, they got to run with it.
Yep.
And it's breaking down.
Yep.
It's breaking down. Broke down within, I think, an hour of opening this morning.
Today. But everybody's hearing it. We'll talk about that. But that's not the only thing that people aren't being told about.
Yeah, well, it broke down last night during the media preview, too.
Yeah, but you aren't hearing about that. But anyway, let's go back to today. Let's start with today.
Today. Okay.
So this morning, it opens. It's not open very long. And they start evacuating people off the attraction. And I think it was down for about an hour already once today.
Yeah, and some of the people that got evacuated, and these are the wrong people.
Yes.
These are the wrong...
This would have been us if we were there.
These are the wrong people. WDW News Today, who has been somewhat critical.
But they're fair.
They are fair. But they were there, at the very opening, and they were some of the ones getting evacuated. And they've been very critical of Disney. So, not a good look for Disney to have WDW News Today, their nemesis.
The ones that called out, for how dare they leak a rumor that was an old rumor.
Right. But we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about all the boarding passes being taken first thing in the morning. We're going to talk about some of the other drama surrounding this ride. But I want to point out, people have said if you actually can ride it, it's good. Yeah,
no, it looks good. If you go to the piratesandprincesses.net, we have a couple point of view videos of riding it. It does look really good. And I will say, as I said in the other video, which those people clearly didn't watch, attraction like this is very, very, very involved. Parts are going to go down. It is not surprising at all, just from the sheer complexity of the attraction. I would expect there to be problems. I'd be more surprised if there were no problems.
Yeah.
So, which we said in the other video as well, but of course that would require actually watching the video before you open your mouth. A lot of people can't do that. Yeah,
we'll talk about that. So before we get into the video anymore, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Be aware that we are not a Disney-specific channel. We do talk a lot about Disney because they own
a lot of pop culture.
3/4 of pop culture at this point, and we are Disney Parks fans, believe it or not.
We have a Disney Parks blog. We used to have media access, etc.
Yeah. So we know our stuff. We know a lot of people at Disney, and we're just very pragmatic about it.
Yeah, they're pragmatic. There's a difference between hate and criticism, and people can't seem to understand this.
Yeah, so also make sure you're still subscribed because YouTube is doing a subscriber purge this week, and we've been hearing that some of our subs have been deleted.
Yeah, they'd go look and I'm unsubscribed. I don't know why. So just make sure you are and resubscribe. Thank you.
So last night, especially, I went to Geeky. I'm like, you know what? There are a whole bunch of Disney apologists slamming our video that we did the other day about the Rise of the Resistance, possibly breaking down on opening day. This was late last night.
Because we were hearing from other people at Disney and different things. That could be a problem.
Yeah, they're like, you're a bunch of haters. You don't know what you're talking about. This ride is fantastic. We never said the ride wasn't good.
Honestly, I just think that was and water's wet, because it's a very complicated ride. So I would honestly expect delays and breakdowns, at least for a while. And so it's like saying, and you can breathe air and water's wet. It was like we said nothing that wasn't common sense.
Yeah, but they were they came in waves, and this is what's really weird about it. Now, I don't know if it's Disney sending people or they're just Disney fans, but they were coming in.
DSNY talking.
I don't know. DSNY has called us out before, but we had it was 8 people. Boom, 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 boom. All new accounts without avatars or anything.
Well, that's irrelevant.
All saying the same thing.
Let's just talk about the issues.
Yeah, so here are the issues. Disney's new Star Wars attraction evacuated on opening day. A lot of the Disney blogs aren't reporting this.
Are they not? I didn't check.
Some of them aren't. They're a lot
of news sites are. But what you aren't hearing about was they had to evacuate last night during the media preview, and you're not hearing this places.
No, this is what was interesting. There's only one, I think it was just Tampa Bay, reported that it was down during the media preview. I didn't even know about that until this morning.
Well, no, because the people like Dreamfinder, the Dreamfinder guy on Twitter said, you cannot trust any reviews you hear till today. It's all going to be the show media who want to keep their access. And quite frankly, you want your access, you have to, follow the rules and say everything's wonderful.
Yeah, it said the ride was resistant when the technical glitches held up a preview for 3 hours on Wednesday. They had 500 media members from around the world gathered for this big event that Bob Chapek was very dry.
Yeah, we'll talk about that too. Anyway, go ahead.
He was very dry.
Although, it's the good thing about this new attraction is it's bigger. It's bigger than anything they have at Star Wars. Anyway,
yeah. So look, everybody's talking about how amazing the ride is, and I'm sure it is. I mean, it looks
pretty good from the ride through. So
yeah, we've heard nothing but good things. That's not the issue. The issue is that the ride was pushed through. It was not show ready, and they did it to get to open it on the 5th because they said they were going to open on the 5th, and it does have a lot of moving parts. And I think this is going to be one of those attractions in Disney World. Look, people who go to Disney parks know there are certain attractions that are down almost as much as they're up.
Frozen. Well, Frozen's up more than it's down now. But for a while, it was always closed. Like, you go and I don't know how many times we went and we weren't allowed to ride it because it was closed all the time.
Yeah, we've actually, missed that attraction on trips.
Even with fast passes.
Because, we couldn't get back on. You know, or they would give us, another experience pass, and we could go on any other ride in Epcot, but we couldn't get back on Frozen, and we couldn't get a fast pass. Again, if you wanted to wait 2 or 3 hours.
We even had a tour guide and Frozen was down.
We had a VIP tour guide the one time. They couldn't get us on the Frozen.
Because it was down.
Because it was down. There's nothing you can do.
They can't snap their fingers and make it work. So.
But I'm telling people, be aware. This is going to be one of those rides that, at least for now, I think, until they get the glitches worked out, it's gonna be down a lot. So if you're planning your trip just to go on this ride, understand that it might break down if you can get on it and get through it.
I was going to mention that because this morning they initiated the virtual queuing system, which I don't think people are surprised about. The problem is, as of last night, they are making announcements. They said they did not know yet whether or not they were going to do the virtual queuing system. And most people don't know what the virtual queuing system is. Yeah. So unless you're a Disney Parks regular, there are people that probably went thinking they were going to get on the ride, got in line early, were there 3 a.m. to line up, and then they can't ride the ride anyway because they weren't in the virtual queue and given a virtual boarding pass. Because if you don't know about that, you're not going to sign up for it. Yeah, here. So this, it's like they fans went as early as 5 a.m. I think the people were lined up prior than that.
I'm sure.
And they got in the park and scored a spot in the virtual boarding system. But if you didn't know how to do that, and they closed at 8:30.
Yeah, so you're showing up. I mean, just imagine and people did this with Toy Story too. I remember when Toy Story opened, my God, the crowds on opening day for Toy Story were insane. I was down there, believe it or not, for a media event, and we got to ride.
You hater.
Yeah, I know, right? We got to ride Slinky Dog Dash as many times as one, two the night before.
You got to ride Slinky Dog Dash, which was a point of contention for me. But anyway.
Yeah, I know.
I never got to go to the media event, even though I earned the spot to get to go.
Yeah, I know. But opening day was insane. People came in and then they were being turned away. And people don't understand, opening day is going to be crazy, and especially if the ride goes down. So the ride keeps going down. That's going to push things back and back and back. Mm-hmm. So I'm waiting for Universal, because Disney was throwing shade at Universal.
Oh, yeah, it was awful.
Saying that, the 10-hour waits for the Hagrid coaster, because it was a failure. It was a failure. So Universal should be right back at you, Disney. Mm-hmm. Right back at you.
There are waits. I mean, they sold out. The boarding passes were done at 8:30, and now if you didn't get on, because it broke down, you have to be shoved into these other groups, which is going to cause delays for other people. Yep. It's a cluster.
I think it can best be summed up as it's a cluster. Now, again, I'm sure they will. Oh my God, you're a bunch of haters. I'm sure they will get the bugs worked out in the coming months.
Well, here's the thing too that was interesting. For when they opened Galaxy's Edge, they had pass holder previews, and so you had a lot of people that went to the previews and stuff, so that when it opened, there were virtual queuing, and we had people that were there when it opened, and they had already been to pass holder previews, and it wasn't that bad. People got to get on the Falcon.
Yeah.
This one, because it kept breaking down, they didn't have pass holder previews. So all the pass holders and stuff came flocking in too, wanting to get in. I don't think they had blockouts, did they?
No, I don't think they did.
Because, I mean, they learned from, Disneyland not to do that. So now when Disneyland opens, they'll probably have all this stuff figured out. There'll be pass holder previews. There'll be all this other stuff so it goes smoothly and people don't make a whole trip in from another country just to be told, hey, you can't ride it.
This is funny. WDW News Today, they, I always have a hard time saying that because WDW News Today, they have lots of pictures of the queue because they got evacuated. They didn't get to ride through.
I have the blog, Mickey. If you go, they put a video up of the evacuation.
So this is not good. Like, okay, I get the actual media got in the day before. The celebrities got in the day before to get the positive buzz
The
going.
travel agent media, which is the same thing.
It's not the same.
The day before, too. But they couldn't go to the end after everybody else got through.
Yeah, the ride probably broke down, too. That didn't help. But, so everybody had, ride-through videos yesterday or whatever without the problems. But now you've got people who are Disney fan bloggers who aren't on the media list, like Blog Mickey, like WDW News Today, who have a lot of weight with the fandom.
Yeah, because they're real and they're more fair.
And they're posting their evacuation pictures. Like, we'd love to give you guys a ride through, but here's our evacuation video on day one. And again, this is not...
I expected this, honestly.
Everybody did, and everybody was told they were a bunch of haters.
This is normal.
Yeah, so this is, when Motley Fool picks it up again.
They're so far up Disney's butt.
Yeah, but they're even like, it's getting rave reviews, but it breaks down. And I expect it to continue to break down.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, fully, this is not, for something of this level of complication, it's going to break down. It's like, oh, it's a groundbreaking ride system. Yes. And it comes with all the problems with it, that when it's new and groundbreaking and you don't know how things are going to go.
Yeah.
Or how things are going to react when it's actually being used, in full capacity.
Yeah, well, that's just it. I mean, being able to keep it running for a couple hours to send media through, to do cast member testing.
They couldn't even do that.
Yeah, they couldn't even get that right.
They couldn't even do that. And half the cars were empty in the videos.
Look, we have been hearing for months, since at least August, September, we've been hearing from cast members who were like, this ride is not going to be show ready.
And then the cast members were threatened.
They were threatened. They were told not to say anything.
They were told that they leaked information, they would lose their jobs. Which, I kind of understand. I mean, from a corporate standpoint.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. When you're actually on the payroll, but it even kind of extended to the friendly media, Dreamfinder guy on Twitter was like, you got to realize you're not going to get the real reviews about this ride until the next day because all the people at the media event have to say nice things. Right. And that is 100% true. As people who are on the media list.
They literally watch over your shoulder.
They literally, I'm not talking figuratively, okay? They literally will come up behind you at a media event. Make sure you're using the hashtags they've given you on a piece of paper. They will give you a piece of paper as part of your media packet. You have to use these hashtags. They will come up behind you to make sure you're taking good pictures. You're using the hashtags. And then they will go out to all of your social media accounts. They literally have people that do this at Disney and check and make sure you're playing ball.
Yeah, they can't. These people can't figure out when people are cheating. That one I don't know. Same people that are marketing social media geniuses can't figure out that there's an awful lot of subs but there's no interaction, and it's a little weird.
There are so many.
It's a personal story. It's a long story.
Well, no, I mean it's actually a problem that's rampant. We'll do a video someday talking about that, but there are so many people on the Disney media list
that cheat the shit out of everything.
Cheat the shit out of everything.
And then when you point that out, because it's easy to prove and point out, it's crickets. They can't answer that question. But your numbers aren't good enough for media, so you can keep trying that. So I should go buy them. Well, no, don't do that. Everybody else is.
Yeah. So this is funny. This is funny. Now, again, we talked about the shade that they threw at Hagrid's, and they need to avoid the mistake that Hagrid's had, which was opening day. Hagrid's had ridiculous lines, etc., etc. I am waiting for Universal to be like, hey, congratulations on that smooth opening.
I don't know if they would, because I don't think they'll lower themselves.
Because Disney really took a cheap shot.
I don't know if they'd lower themselves because they want to come across as being better. So I don't know if they'll lower themselves, but it's the same problem where Hagrid's was groundbreaking and it was new and has a lot of parts and it's a very complicated system. And it took honestly a couple months for it to be worked out that it's not down all the time. We heard with Hagrid, okay, that's when it's running. Now, what we heard behind the scenes with Hagrid's was the damn coaster came off the track a couple times when they were testing it. But that was weeks before they opened it. That was weeks before they opened it, but I just can you imagine testing it, hitting that button and being like, okay, we're going to open this thing in a couple weeks, and oh, damn. It was like a month. It was like a month. There goes the coaster coming off the track. I know. It's like, what was that? Hey, the little Men in Black flash things. You've seen nothing.
You've seen nothing.
It was a meteor.
Because they test these rides usually in the middle of the night. That's what they do with Slinky Dog Dash. But again, these are advanced ride systems that are gonna have problems. But I just think that's a little bit more of a problem.
But that wasn't Disney, so
yeah, that was very ironic. But the thing that's really interesting, this is coming from Motley Fool, who again, they've kind of been up Disney's butt lately. They said that Disney is using a Jedi mind trick on people because they said they knew this was going to happen. And so what they did is that day, that media event for the Rise of the Resistance, they had a news bomb. They basically just...
Oh, no, that was the day before.
Or the day before. Yeah, they threw out all kinds of news about Ratatouille and Mickey and Minnie's.
Night on the 3rd. I know because I had to do all the articles. They had a press event where they just vomited a bunch of dates. Look, we're going to razzle dazzle you with all the things coming in 2020.
Razzle dazzle.
Keep looking at that. Don't look over here behind the curtain. Keep looking at, oh, Mickey and Minnie, you like them, right? Oh, look over here.
They have a ride coming. Yeah. Ooh, we got rats coming. Jedi mind trick. He said it's a Jedi mind trick. Nice. Disney seemed to have a contingency plan in case things didn't go off without a hitch on Thursday, as everybody was talking about, but nobody was allowed to say it.
Everybody knew this was going to happen. I mean, come on. Everybody knows it was rushed. Everybody knows when you have complicated systems like this. We've seen it countless times before at other attractions at Universal and Disney. Things are going to happen. You have to be stupid to say otherwise.
Literally covered theme parks.
Commenters,
oh God. Literally covered theme parks for a living. We've seen a lot of shit. Okay, we knew this was going to happen. They said that Disney was flooding the media channels with so many newsy nuggets on Tuesday night.
I want a shirt that says
Newsy Nuggets. Newsy Nuggets night.
Oh, I love it.
It made sense as Disney had plenty of journalists in town on the eve of the attraction's dedication ceremony. This happened with Toy Story, too.
Yeah.
They're bringing people in from, like, Boston. They've never been to Disney
World.
You were
talking to one person, like, we're a radio station in Boston. We don't even care about Disney, but they gave us free tickets and flights and everything. So we said, okay.
Because Boston's a good market. Boston's got a lot of money, you know?
We know somebody in Boston. You know who you are. Wink, wink.
But it was probably also a shrewd tactic to distract from any negative coverage that the technologically advanced attraction will experience later in the week. And if you go out and look for Rise of the Resistance, well, I found this one buried. Disney having a 10-hour wait means the ride's a failure. Also Disney, sorry, the line for Rise of the Resistance filled up for the day by 8:30.
Right, and then they're behind on that because it broke down already once, and that was early, so it might break down again. I mean, it'd be pretty good for them if it doesn't.
Yeah,
that would be actually a good day, I think.
But you go through the Twitter newsfeed, and they basically pushed out any of the negative news. There are only a couple of Disney blogs that are covering.
I told you, when I went to go find something Rise of Resistance, I had to scroll to find. It was all news from yesterday and all positive stuff. It's like, would they pay for that to happen? They had to pay to make sure that all the stuff was bumped up. I'm just saying. I wondered.
Disney was gonna buy Twitter at one point.
But they regret that decision.
Because Disney, if they bought Twitter, then they would be able to control the conversation, control the news about their own stuff. But if you go out and you search for Rise of the Resistance, you really have to dig to find.
Well, not so much now, but this morning when it was breaking,
all positive.
when it was like, people were covering it, but it wasn't like all over the mainstream news yet.
Yeah.
Well, that's something. Okay.
Rise of the effing Resistance. Yeah, so we told you so. What else am I supposed to say?
I don't know.
We told you so.
I want to point out for the dedication, we brought up and we pointed out they were going to have the drones as X-Wings. And guess what? They had the drones as X-Wings, which was thanks to Blog Mickey, who also posted this in their bio reconstruct on Twitter. And I'll say it again, like I said before, give them a follow. They are excellent
absolutely.
And they're fair. So yeah, they put up on the drones and it was correct. We covered that. You got that here on, Clownfish TV too.
Yep.
But, we're just full of shit. Don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, so, I mean, the rides, I'm sure it's impressive. We're probably going to get down there next month, hoping to get down there next month.
Thinking. Unless something comes up.
Hopefully, they have the bugs worked out.
We'll live stream from there if we do.
It would be really embarrassing to have Clownfish TV in town and then have it break down just like, having WDW News Today on the ride.
Mickey and
Blog Mickey and all the haters.
All the other big blogs who cover it that live down there.
All the haters. But, broke down day one.
The thing is, I wouldn't count those as people as haters, but,
No, honest opinions.
During the dedication, I was going to say real quick, it was funny because they had Chapek get up there, and he's just not very good with being charismatic. Anyway, the entire dedication was mostly like, So he mentioned how great it is in The Mandalorian and Disney Plus, and it's so great in Star Wars, and like George Lucas threw the rule book out, we threw the rule book out for this ride. I'm like, you threw the rule book out for this whole new trilogy. Anyway, they invoked the name of George to try to tie it in. They went on and on about all the awards they've won and how we know it's a success for Galaxy's Edge. Don't listen to those people. It's a success. We want awards.
Oh my God!
You guys have ties
so
to the
ridiculous.
company that gave the awards, but that's irrelevant. You won awards. You outsold everybody's tickets with Adam tickets, but you own it. So yeah, I don't believe anything you say, but okay.
Yeah, they are trying so hard to.
Bigger.
It's bigger. Yeah, Starkiller base. This is Starkiller.
He did a Starkiller base. Yeah.
This is Starkiller base.
It's bigger.
It's not a beefed up Star Tours. It's Starkiller base.
It's bigger. Good.
But no, just they're trying to control the spin now because of this. Right, they're gonna be like, oh, Galaxy's Edge is a complete slam dunk. It's a complete slam dunk home run. It's and this ride, might
if they can get the traction working properly, I think that it will be.
Yeah,
it will make it what it should be. I 100% do. I'm going to be fair here. We do try very hard to be fair.
Yeah.
It does look good. I'm not going to lie to you. It looks pretty good. I mean, I've heard it was classic trilogy because
yes,
I have a real against the last movie really turned me off from the new trilogy so much. But it actually looks really good. It really does look good.
Hashtag why no Vader.
Yeah.
You're going to all the trouble.
But if I'm going to be completely
Darth.
fair, it does look really impressive, guys. And it looks really good. And this actually could be what they need to turn it around at Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah, well, they need something to turn it around, that's for sure. But, if the word gets out that the thing breaks down more often than not, that's not going to be good. That's not going to be good.
No, I mean, eventually it'll get worked out. But this is normal when you have an attraction this complicated. We saw it with Hagrid's, too. It's not... we saw it with Frozen Ever After, and that was just a repurposed ride system. So, this is not unusual. We expected this. Yeah,
I think we're going to get some really interesting videos, though, as they get the bugs worked out in this. I think we're going to see, like... jiggle twerking Kylo Ren.
Jiggle twerking. He'll be like, no, he won't be twerking.
He'll be like seizure, having a seizure or something. Because the animatronics, it's always hilarious when the animatronics break.
Yeah.
And when Kylo Ren breaks, that's gonna be hilarious.
Well, I do think the inclusion of live actors and live action segments was very smart, and it works really well with this attraction. And like Hux, when you see his face, it looks very animatronic-esque.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look very believable. So with the inclusion of the live action segments and the inclusion of some of the actors in engaging with you.
They didn't spend a lot of time on Hux's animatronic because he's a ginger. Well, he's a villain, so it's okay. It's okay to have a ginger if you're a bad guy.
If you're a ginger villain. If you're going down, you might get on.
You might not
get on because a virtual queue, I'm sure, is going to be enacted for a while.
Yeah, make sure you have a backup plan if you're going to Disney because you might not get to ride this ride.
You're going to find out about the virtual queuing system and make sure, go talk to cast members and make sure you know what you're doing to get into the virtual queuing system. I'm sure they're going to be using it for a couple weeks anyway.
Yeah. So. All right, guys, so we're going to wrap this up. Again, I hate to be like I told you so, but I'm also like,
We're only doing that because people were being total dicks on our comments yesterday.
Yeah, it was so weird. They came in waves.
It's funny but we all we sit here and do is like, oh, well, we get more money for that, even though, they're
That's
wrong.
Right. That's right. We get paid either way, so hate away.
Yeah, have at it.
All right, so we're going to wrap this up. We'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Hey guys, thanks for watching Clownfish TV. Please consider supporting the channel. Go to clownfishsupport.com. That's clownfishsupport.com. And if you want to join our community, go to clownfishtalk.com. That's clownfishtalk.com. Please subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We will talk to you next time.